higher level that, you know, they've been putting in the work. You know, they're getting ready.
He's been grinding, man. He's been grinding it out.
He's been grinding.
Yeah. Well, we have the draft going on now, so we can take a look at the champion picks for both sides here. Griffin is going to be over on our left side. He'll be the blue player. And phaZon is going to be over on the right side. He'll be our red player. Initial picks going pretty straightforward. We've got the usual kind of favorites coming in first for both of our players. The Ranger and the Nyx coming in, and then the Scale Bear. Probably going to be the second choice for phaZon. Although Griffin going a little bit lighter there. He does bring in a much more tankier champion towards the end of it, though, with that clutch pick.
That's a good mix. A good range of champions for Griffin. I'm curious to see now. phaZon's thinking about that clutch, I think.
Yeah, we'll see here. He's got... Oh, there it is. Okay, so it is going to be the Blazkowicz. Will be the last choice there for our player on the right.
Interesting pick. Just because, especially because the shield, the clutch. I'm just not a big fan of Blazkowicz when there's a clutch running around.
Yes, unfortunately, you kind of have to wait the timer out in a lot of those circumstances too, with the shield getting in your way.
And the cooldown on the shield's approximately half the length of Blazkowicz's, so you can get 2 shields off by the time, you know, per every one ability of his. So you use one to block, and you use the second one to get a kill.
Yep. So we'll see how that dynamic works out between these players. Again, just warming up here, and then we will be jumping into it and see who can take the first map in the set and who's going to be able to push forward and move a little bit deeper into the tournament here. All right, here we go. So let's see the first initial starts for these guys in a second, because keep in mind, like I said before, they can actually change up the champion that they start off with here. phaZon, both of them actually go for their tanky champions right from the start of it. So we've got the Scale Bearer versus the Clutch. Here's the thing though, phaZon starts with a shotgun, which amongst a lot of players has actually been a relatively uncommon pick. Uses that charge right at the start and tries to push the Clutch back, but he still hasn't found much ground to work off of yet. He's really just stuck in the Mega Health room. To look for the battle now, and he's going to get it right up in the face of his opponent here, trying to lock him down, and it's another even trade. We saw one of those in our last matchup, and we're going to see it again right here to start off this map. However, Griffin going to find himself in a bit of a rough patch. Does end up kind of looping around a little bit here, and he's got the Nyx secured. However, that last second pop of the Ghost Walk keeps the Nyx alive. However, it also does give Griffin with the mega health pickup, which he got before, and now the full armor pickup too. So he's stacked, and he's got a lot of health to play off of.
Yeah, that was a mistake, phaZon, when he spawned. He went for that mega health. He had the trick. They were both up at the same time. He could have just backed off and taken the heavy armor. Instead, he wasted that bit of time, and you see when he went over there to take it, he got ambushed.
phaZon just trying to stay alive here. Got the health back. Trying to play off of this. Mega health just sitting right below him for free, so he gets that. He seemed a little bit confused about the fact that it was open to begin with, so that gives him a little bit more control. However, Griffin also ran over to the other side there, and he got the full armor pickup on that spawn. And again, they just end up in a huge LG battle right inside of this main room, and phaZon can't really take an open battle for that long on the Nyx, so he does have to back himself up a little bit, pop off the stealth, and try to reposition. Still hasn't recovered a lot of that health, though, so only working... Well, it gets it back now, of course, but doesn't have any armor to support it, which is often a very key part of playing on the Nyx here. And with 2 seconds to go, leaping in, looking for the spawn. They actually did miss each other. phaZon just getting out of there. Thankfully, has that extra health to work off of, and now over to the LG. Almost has his opponent finished off, but does not want to chase down those last few points of damage that are needed to secure the kill.
It's a very close fight. Both are on the verge of death right now. Griffin in better shape now after he picked up the health, but...
phaZon trying to go for some very, very long-range rocket kills here, which are not going to work out. And ultimately, he just ends up peeking right into an SMG.
Yeah, very foolish. He was low. He had his Ghost Walk up. He could have escaped again.
Oof. That doesn't work out too well either. So last champion really just gets wasted off there. And it does look like Griffin is going to be able to take round one.
Yeah, phaZon needs to do better when he... his decisions when he's respawning could definitely use some work in terms of just avoiding engagement, getting some stack, getting some weapons. You don't want to push right away unless your opponent's low and you think you can just get a kill right off the bat, you know, to tie it.
Griffin very eager to take this initial fight too. Already trying to tag in for a little bit of damage on the LG, but backs up pretty quickly now that he's got the mega health. And I think he's going to try to wait out here, see if he can get the armor too, but a lot of speed coming in for him. Did lose a lot of it though when he got inside of this room, but he still has his opponent basically on lockdown. He's got to be careful though. He's taking a lot of damage from the SMG there. So He's going to end up pretty low, and now ends up in an open nail gun fight. He does not want to take this right now. Basically just trying to open up an opportunity, but here comes the rush. He tries to eat it with the shield, but that does not work. So phaZon just bursts right through his opponent and knocks out his first champion.
Yeah, I think Griffin lost track of his own stack there. You know, he was falling in love with doing a little damage and not realizing, you know, you're on clutch. So everything's landing. So
that's the big trade-off for people who have been wondering, like, oh, he's got so much health. Like, why doesn't everybody just play it? Well, he's just a huge target, and he doesn't move as fast as a lot of the other champions as well. So it does make it a little bit rough for him. But phaZon just destroying this time. Look at that. Couldn't even keep up with the action that happened so quickly. Finally, Griffin gets himself a trade kill there as he switches over to VJ Blazkowicz, but only by the nature of him rushing for the LG spawn, and getting right in his opponent's face and popping his active.
Yeah, should have heard him coming through the portal. You can hear that portal sound.
Emergency pop as well for phaZon there, and back onto the Nyx now, but still trying to chase down the opponent. Didn't do anywhere close to enough damage though to finish it off when the Nyx came back outside of the stealth. So just ended up losing track of it there. And now Griffin has an even 1v1 to play off of, but he's being a little bit cautious here. Doesn't want to jump right into that fight on phaZon just yet.
Yeah, phaZon looks like he doesn't have timing on heavy armor or mega health right now, so he's kind of really in a awkward spot because he doesn't know, you know, where to go, when to challenge. So he should just be trying to get a time and try to get a second armor and just kind of pick at him. You don't want to avoid. You want to avoid a confrontation right now if you're phaZon.
phaZon, he's got the spawn. Oh, nicely done. Hits a direct rocket hit too. How do you think he realized that?
That's the kind of stuff you need to do. See, now he's got the now he's in a position to push.
And he's gonna move right in. Pops the duel, but he does fall down right at the last second there. So his opponent's gonna be able to use it. Oh, messes up the rocket jump too.
Unfortunate.
So he just lost a lot of health on that for no reason. Now has to go hunting. Still has the slight advantage at this point. However, it's a very delicate one. You can see him hunting down, trying to capitalize on this again. He does leap right into it. Still ends up okay, though, after picking that up. And now he's trying to chase his opponent down over to the full armor. Misses that, and now his opponent's popped the duel on him, but he's holding him back, bouncing him, and over to the LG, allowing phaZon to finish off his last champion there and take it 1-1. Nicely played by phaZon at the end.
Yeah, good position, spamming the rockets in there at heavy armor. Griffin also did him a favor, trying to push out with the double LG, thinking, you know, he could power through that position, but he ate some rockets trying to do so.
And phaZon going to be using his charge to try and race over towards the full armor. However, he missed the boat on that one by a good 3 to 4 seconds, so it just doesn't pan out the way he would have liked. And he's also lost the benefit of the extra health already here. He's already just back down to his normal stack, so he's going to be a little bit careful here fighting against Griffin for these next couple moments until he can get himself built up a bit better. And he's trying to play with the shotgun up close, or from that range, I should actually say. Won't work out, and now the shield pop comes out from phaZon, buying him a little bit more time, even though he's in the open there. And it works out perfectly with the spawn of the health, too. Nicely played, nicely timed by Griffin. He has full control of the map currently.
Yeah, phaZon just needs to be... There you go, there you go.
He ends up in a really nice position, so phaZon just doing massive damage, and it didn't even seem like Griffin was really available to respond to that. Kind of just seemed like he gave up once he ended up in that position against the LG. No running away from that. And that's how you turn that advantage around. Beautifully done by phaZon with a great positioning. Here comes the charge, but I think actually phaZon managed to dodge most of the damage, but Griffin manages to somehow pick up that kill right at the very end of it.
Yeah, he's just... phaZon, I don't know. I think sometimes he's not listening to those sound cues. He's getting snuck up on sometimes. He's getting some nice
just
kills,
like
and then...
It's a little unfortunate the way that pans out. And now look at how low phaZon. Oh my goodness, I'm amazed he's staying that close. 7 HP currently.
Yeah, he's got no business being in this area right now. It's just
okay.
Yeah. If I was, for everybody watching, like what he was doing, like, yeah.
Well, okay. So he's gonna die.
He paid for it, and he paid for it.
Well, once Griffin got that second kill, it was pretty much all over. He takes full control of that last champion battle, and now he ends up with the advantage here, 2-1. So we'll go to what could be our last round of this map here. With Griffin at the advantage. One more, and he's got control here. Oh, and once again, that charge early on, but Griffin just hops right over it. Now has the LG, and he can just chase his opponent down. Nobody got that armor yet, so that's exactly what phaZon's trying to go for. Gets it, however, Griffin still wants to take this battle since he at the very least got the mega health. Changes his mind, though, towards the very end of it, and now is just trying to wait out for his opportunity to take a battle, and he's found it. Diving in, looking for those rocket hits. But again, backs away.
Yeah, Griffin's in a good spot right now. phaZon just needs to be thinking about maybe sniping this heavy armor, because you know he's going to be coming straight for it. And then trying to get he needs a lightning gun.
Nice damage on the rockets there. Mitigating a little bit of that armor pickup that phaZon just got for himself. Now they really have to fight over this Mega Health, though, because if phaZon gets that, he's going to go for the fight really quickly. Doesn't matter how much HP Griffin has. And whoa, Griffin! Beautifully done! Leaps over the portal and right into his opponent's face. Just takes him down outright with the rockets. And I believe he's going to try to chase down this second kill quickly, too. Got him on the Nyx as well. Doesn't need a whole lot to get that kill. Nyx escapes, though, with about 48 HP left.
Yeah, nothing you can do. Flying clutch in your face with the shield up. And in the engagement when he spawns with Nyx, like, again, there's no reason to take that much damage if you're phaZon. Just use your Ghost Walk and get out of there.
Now he ends up in that next battle, and you can see he doesn't have the ability ready anymore. Doesn't matter if he recovered the health stack. Griffin just got so much more health. So in an open battle, he's very easily going to win that second one. So it's been brought down to a 3v1 here. phaZon's last champion, and Griffin just wants to take the fight. Goes up right into his opponent's face. And there we go. That last rocket hit will secure it. It's going to be Griffin that takes map number 1.
Yeah, Griffin was definitely settling into a groove there. phaZon needs to regroup mentally. He's just making it a little too easy for his opponent right now.
The one round he did win was pretty good, actually. I mean, we saw some really great stuff from him. It was just, again, much like our last match, actually, things kind of fell apart really quickly as soon as the tide and it kind of basically just snowballed Griffin's way as soon as he picked up that second round, it seemed.
I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's just some of the decision making was a little suspect at times, especially like he would have an opportunity, he would get the kill, and I think he got a little too excited. Like he would just not realize, hey, your opponent's respawning. He's going to have an ability up. You know, he can push you right away, and it's almost like he gets a little lazy after that kill. If I was going to offer him any advice, it'd just be like, you know, you got the frag, but still, you know, where'd your opponent spawn, and be wary of a rush. You know, there was one time he used Blazkowicz. You know, Griffin just came right back at him with the double LG. It's like that portal makes a sound. You know, that teleporter makes a very distinctive sound. It's like, why didn't you hear him? Why didn't you know? Why weren't you ready for him to come out? And it's just got to keep that map awareness going at all times in a duel.
Absolutely, and of course, we do want to mention as well that Griffin has quite a bit of history, so this could be possibly some nerves getting these guys and causing them to make these mistakes here and causing these little micro mistakes where it's like, oh, okay, why did he, you know, just things that seemingly at a glance make no sense, but it could just be kind of the nerves getting to these guys. Well, as you can hear in the background, though, we are very quickly jumping into our second map as the players are ready now, so let's hop over to the gameplay and take a look at how these picks are going to work out.
Nerves is certainly a factor. You know, you get the tournament single elimination, so yeah, that's definitely will affect how you play.
Yeah, and a lot on the line to have to make this one big run as well, especially if you are a player who doesn't have a very big competitive background. So you can definitely, you know, you may not think that you're going to be affected by that, but you won't ever really know until you kind of hop into the arena and test it for yourself. Some players that, you know, or some just friends of mine that I know personally have kind of tried out like smaller tournaments, and even that has kind of like, they've gotten really intense about those matches, so they can definitely get affected by it. Anyone can, really.
Yeah, I would say everybody, regardless of who you are, is affected by tournament atmosphere, money on the line, games to some degree. You know, some more than others, obviously, but there's definitely an effect when you're in that environment.
Well, we're going to be hopping over to our next map here now. Much more open territory here, and obviously we have the railgun coming back into the picture too. So hopefully we'll get to see some nice shots being lined up by our two players here. Maybe a bit of a better fight by phaZon as well.
You put up a good fight. Like I said, it's just mentally breaks. I see it a lot with a lot of players who are getting better at dueling. And it's just like they'll be good when they have control and they have some items, but once they die, things kind of start to fall apart for them.
He had the one, like I said, he had the one really good round where he actually did some pretty smart plays, to be completely honest there. It was just that, again, once things got out of hand, he wasn't really able to keep it together. And Griffin, as we do get live with the second map now, starts it off with a beautiful direct hit right on a phaZon there. And as you can see, it's already brought him down to basically just one tick of health. So he's got to go hunting at the direct start of the match instead of looking for weapon pickups.
Yeah, he just made a poor choice at the beginning in terms of the route. You know, for people who are new in duel, think about when you start on a map, you each respawn. Think of it like a set play in chess. There's certain moves you're going to make right at the start, no matter what, especially depending where your opponent is. And he chose poorly, and he gave Griffin both. He has both items now. He has mega health time. He has the big armor time.
phaZon's being pretty smart about it, though. You notice he was able to dodge his opponent. However, you may have seen that rocket, which he did hit himself with, did kind of kill the duel. So Griffin is once again going to pick up the first kill of the round here on our second map.
And that's just an example of poor engagement. He's down there with 50 health. You know, your opponent's fully stacked. You don't want to be there. Just know that he's going to go there to pick it up and use that information that he's going to pick up the heavy armor to go get some other items for yourself while he's doing that.
Yeah, Griffin's just giving his opponent no room to work with here. phaZon again, already forced back and forced to retreat to go look for some extra pickups. He's on the run. Right into the open, though. Hits that nice rail shot. One more could be... What kilos is it? But is not going to happen. Griffin still so heavily stacked up. And now nets himself the second kill. May be able to just go right for the third one here since he still has a pretty decent stack built up over to the LG. phaZon's trying to dodge it. He does miss the railgun, but into the rocket shots is what's going to happen next. But in comes that injection right at a clutch moment there. Saves phaZon for right now, but oh, misses that jump. And now he's down in the dumps where the last rail from Griffin is going to come diving in as he completes a perfect first round.
Yeah, not a good round by phaZon there. Just a plethora of things I could point out, but mainly was like I said, he was challenging for that heavy armor when he really had no stack. So he hit the rail and it doesn't matter. So I'm trying to point out that choosing your engagements wisely is huge. Griffin just annihilated him there because phaZon did him some favors too and made it easy.
Well, already phaZon starting it off. They are going to be able to each pick up at least one power-up for themselves to work off of here. Griffin gets himself the extra armor, and oh, he's going to delete the extra health that phaZon did have, as he's now on the run here with just 1 HP, and no way he's going to get away. The final rail shot from Griffin, again, gets him that first initial kill in the round.
And now it's like, looks like Griffin's, you know, hit some shots now. He's fit in a groove. It's not looking good for phaZon at all right now.
Griffin just absolutely zero worries at this point, too. Diving into the fight against his opponent.
That was a mistake.
There was that last second pop there, but Griffin's still able to capitalize on so much damage despite missing the armor pickup there that phaZon was able to steal.
He's fortunate. That was a little bit of a mistake on Griffin's part. That's why he gave up his stack there. But let's see if phaZon can capitalize. It seems like he's been struggling to kind of really track with Griffins. You notice he got shot. See, he's getting shot from behind. He's just having a problem tracking Griffin right now.
He should definitely know where he is now, as he should have just heard the full armor pickup. Just about figure out where exactly he's going to go. Is the problem, is predicting your opponent's actions and being able to read into that appropriately and set yourself up at the same time so that you don't just run headfirst into them. It's not necessarily the best option, depending especially on the champion you're working with. Well, at least one rail connecting onto Griffin. Just doesn't have the closing distance to be able to move in and actually engage. So Griffin's allowed to fall back and recover, and in a moment here we're going to have the pickups going in. phaZon's going to be allowed to get it this time, though. Griffin didn't really seem to go for the full armor pickup. Tried to trap his opponent, and he did get him. He was just a little bit too late on actually engaging. And now phaZon, he's going to pop. He's going to pop the Ghost Walk to get himself outside of this fight here, but now he's going to right into his opponent's face. Did he realize it bounced him? Missed the follow-up, and now he's going to be able to pop off the Ghost Walk as well, move in here, get the Mega Health pickup, and put himself back into a good position.
Just poor play by phaZon. One, he used the Ghost Walk in kind of a, I don't know why he used it in that position. And then he came around the corner in an area where you can be shot from multiple areas, you know, from both sides, and he just kind of walked out the view.
Finally, Griffin was able to lock down that kill there, too. So finished it off with those last few points of damage, and we're over to the last champion here for phaZon in this round, and he's already stuck inside of the rocket room. The fallback rail from Griffin, nicely played. He gets the second round.
Yeah, you just
prepare to fight.
I mean, what's I said this should be it, and then 3 seconds later the flag's there.
He's just calling it, man. Just calling it.
Just calling it. Just call me Prophet Machiavelli.
Yeah, little Prophet here. So going into our third round, what may be just a straight 3-0 from Griffin, a perfect match. He didn't even die in the second round, right? So I think he's perfect so far. Well, that could change here. He's trying to fall back, getting so many rail shots, just not enough to get the kill on phaZon. One more will do the trick. However, oh, nicely read. phaZon immediately gets that lock on a Griffin as soon as he jumps into the stealth. Now Griffin actually has to take a step back and fall away here.
Falling in love with those shots he was hitting. He hit him with 2 rails. He could honestly just switch the machine gun, but he wanted to hit that third one, so he paid for it. He paid for it.
I think at this point, Griffin's kind of going for a couple style points. Because like I said, I'm pretty certain. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he's died yet. So. Yeah,
he's feeling confident. Like I said, there was another time where he jumped off a ledge, did a 180 on the way down, and shot a rail. I'm like, okay, he thinks he's hot. He's hot stuff right now.
It's having a little fun. Well, phaZon spots the Nyx now and is going to try to take it into
good.
the fight.
That was good to get out of there.
Griffin.
Don't even take the damage. Don't even take the damage. Like, so I noticed some Nyxes, you know, they'll play and they'll wait till they're critical before they use it. And you don't want to do that. One, it limits your options, and two, it kind of lets your opponent know where you're going. You're going to make a beamline for health. I mean, so there's only so many places you can go in 3 seconds.
phaZon, he's got the correct lock on his opponent. There we go. The missed rail as well from Griffin is going to put him into a bad spot. phaZon can't hit that second one, though. It doesn't really have enough. I'm not sure if he can complete the kill on just that one last hit. But regardless, he gave Griffin the room he needed to retreat, so he's going to fall back, and phaZon himself is going to end up down below, but he's got the Dire Orb pop, gets himself right up on top, steals the Mega Health, and now tries to dive down below, looking for those last couple rails, or the one rail in this case that would be needed to potentially get the kill, but ends up going up on top, taking the high ground, and with the stealth being popped out there by Griffin, he's able to escape again.
I don't know if phaZon was trying to set a trap. Did he fall off there with it? I was kind of interested.
I think at the end he fell off. He was definitely trying to set a trap at the start, and it worked great, too. Now he's just going to dive into this fight. He's got to be careful with that. Makes it very easy to read where you're going and line up a rocket hop like that. So Griffin, using that read, is able to pick up that kill and now put phaZon down to his second champion on this round.
Excellent mid-air rocket. Excellent mid-air rocket to finish him.
Now hiding in this corner, taking a little bit of a risk here so we can leap out into the fight. Already hit the full 100 damage there, so that's going to put phaZon down low. He has to pop the stealth, but Griffin pops it as well in response. Tries to line up the rail, but phaZon just barely gets himself out of dodge, at least for now. But that could change right in this moment as Griffin is looking for the re-engage, making sure he doesn't lead himself into a couple rail shots himself. phaZon's only focus is to stay alive currently and just get the heck out of there. He succeeds in it, so he's going to keep himself rolling for right now, but he does have to once again give up on the Mega Health pickup, as that'll go right over to Griffin.
Both items are spawning at the same time, so if you're, like I said, if you're smart as a player, you can choose one or the other if you're reading where your opponent is. But phaZon has been having a problem tracking Griffin. There's been some shots. He's been taking some stuff from the sides and from behind. You can just see that even when I'm watching his mouse movement, you can just kind of see how unsure he is in moments about what Griffin's doing.
Yeah, he's going all back and forth right now. Finally leaps up to the high ground after getting that next armor pickup. The health is still up, but not for long here, and ends up in a direct fight, trying to go with the railgun or the lightning gun that close up. Not gonna work. He still has his stealth walk though, but oh, just barely jumps into it there too, trying to dodge out and not get hit by the rail. Now he's gonna go right for the fight, but Griffin has the better odds, and in a clutch shot, takes out phaZon's second champion, putting him down to potentially his last one here, and also potentially putting Griffin in position to have a perfect map.
And here's that spawn push of his. It's gotta be really careful with that.
Really hungry for revenge, as it would seem, especially considering the situation he's now put himself into. And in fact, he already used his injection. Yeah, he already used that, so that's on cooldown now as well. And he might just walk into his own death here. Another rail connecting over from Griffin. phaZon, the last man alive, trying to put his opponent in the corner, but the Nyx still has the active ready to go, so the stealth pop, damage immunity. Griffin's going to be able to escape for right now, and phaZon, well, he needs to go for a health pickup very soon here. His 25 HP is not going to last him very long at all, especially with Griffin being right on his tail.
I know Griffin's probably thinking to protect the other guys. He could have got that kill a little second earlier. He had him on the ropes when he ran away with Ghost Walk, but I guess he was looking to protect his lead there. But yeah, because he had phaZon hurting. He could have just followed him with Ghost Walk and killed him with one shot.
Well, that is going to give the series here. That's going to go over to Griffin.